There is a light bulb in a California fire station that has been burning since 1901. It survived 2 world wars. It outlived the man who made it, the company that sold it, and every single person who screwed it in. And the men who made your light bulbs knew about it. That's why in 1924 they met in secret and signed a contract to make sure a bulb like that could never happen again. Every bulb, every company, every country engineered to die at 1,000 hours. Companies whose bulbs lasted longer were fined. They took a product that could run for years and taught it to fail. On schedule. Stick around, because this cartel got caught, nobody went to jail, and by the end of this video, you'll recognize the exact same trick. Inside the phone you're holding right now. Here's the thing nobody tells you about early light bulbs. They were built to last. Edison's first commercial bulbs ran about 1,500 hours. By the 1920s, engineers had pushed that past 2,500. Bulbs were becoming something no company can tolerate. A product you only buy once. Because a bulb that never dies is a customer who never comes back. That firehouse bulb in Livermore, California? It's not magic. It's a thick carbon filament run gently. The knowledge to make bulbs last was never the problem. The problem was that it worked. So in December 1924, the biggest light bulb makers on Earth, General Electric, Philips, Osram of Germany, Tungsram of Hungary, Tokyo Electric, sent men to Geneva, Switzerland. What they created there had a beautiful, innocent name, and one job. They called it Phoebus, after the Greek god of light. On paper, a friendly organization to standardize light bulbs worldwide. In practice, the first global conspiracy to make a product worse. Rule 1, no bulb may last beyond 1,000 hours. And they enforced it like a police force. Every member had to ship sample bulbs to a testing laboratory in Switzerland. Bulbs were burned around the clock, lifespans logged to the hour. If your bulbs lasted too long, you paid a fine to the cartel. The better your product, the bigger the penalty. And it worked better than they dreamed. Tokyo Electric wrote to the cartel that after cutting bulb life, their sales had multiplied 5 times over. Within a decade, average bulb life worldwide dropped from 2,500 hours toward the magic number, 1,000. Not because engineering got worse, because it got obedient. Every time your grandparents' lights went dark, that was revenue. Failure had become the product. Now here's the question that should bother you. We know all this. The document survived. The fines, the Geneva lab, the Tokyo letter. How do you run the first global conspiracy in history and get away with it? The Second World War is what actually killed Phoebus. The members ended up on opposite sides of the bombs. The contract, quietly renewed in the 30s, dissolved. After the war, the United States took General Electric to court. In 1949, a judge ruled that GE had illegally monopolized the lamp industry. The punishment? No one went to prison. No meaningful fine. The company was told, essentially, stop doing that. And here's the detail historians love. The 1,000-hour lifespan remained the industry standard for ordinary bulbs for most of the century. The cartel died. Its number didn't, which brings us to the part of this story nobody wants to say out loud. It never actually ended. Look at your desk. The trick Phoebus invented has a modern name, planned obsolescence. And in 2015, France made it an actual crime. Deliberately shortening a product's life can now get executives 2 years in prison. Guess which company French prosecutors investigated first under that law? In 2020, Apple paid a €20 fine in France for slowing down older iPhones through software updates without telling anyone. In America, they agreed to pay up to $500 million over the same scandal. Apple said it was protecting aging batteries. Maybe. But notice what you believed the moment you heard it, because 100 years of scheduled failure taught you to believe it. Printers that declare themselves dead after a counter hits a number. Batteries glued in so they can't be replaced. Software updates that make old devices crawl. And my favorite detail in this whole story, Phillips, a founding member of Phoebus, today makes a special LED bulb that lasts up to 4 times longer than the ones you can buy. It's called the Dubai lamp, because the ruler of Dubai demanded it, and it is sold, essentially, only there. They can make them last. They always could. The question was never ability. It was, who profits when things die? That bulb in the firehouse is still burning. 124 years and counting. It's even got its own webcam, and the bulb has outlived 3 of the cameras pointed at it. Think about that. The camera's watching the obsolete technology. Keep dying first. When something you own fails right on schedule, remember Geneva, 1924. Failure isn't always bad luck. Sometimes it's the business model, and it's not just light bulbs. The diamond ring on your finger? The 2-month salary rule? A cartel invented that, too. One company, one ad campaign, one of the most profitable lies of the 20th century. That story is next, and if you want to know exactly who designed the world you're living in,